All right, welcome back everybody to our final edition this year of the Winco Coach Show. Today we've got softball with head coach Stephanie Graziani, and over her is Sam Allred. Come on to the stage. We've got golf head coach Hannah Luckett, joined by Chelsea Lee. And we've got baseball head coach Paul O'Neill, joined by Blake Hansen and Jay Bradley.
Yeah.
All right, so first off, congrats to golf. Top 5 finish at the Conference Carolinas tournament. Congrats to softball, another Conference Carolinas sweep. That's 8 games in a row we've won. Baseball, big series win over number 23, Francis Marion. So we'll jump right in. Tio, talking about this past weekend, I think everything that could possibly go wrong did in game 1. What allows you guys to bounce back and pick up 2 crucial wins on Saturday to win that series?
I think the reason why we won on Saturday was that our kids are resilient. They really, flushed what happened on Friday and really came together as a group and really played for one another. And I think that was the difference.
And for Blake, just from a player's perspective, and not just specifically about that game Friday, but just in general, what's the mindset of the team got to be like that after a loss like that? And how did you guys like the fight you showed on Saturday?
Well, the interesting thing about baseball is if you lose on Friday night 10-0 and the next day, come back and win 10-0. So you kind of just have that in the back of your mind, just don't give up. You lose 10-0, you forget about it. It's a new day. So anything can happen. You just got to keep playing.
I'll go back to you, Theo. I'm sure most of you probably know former UNCP assistant Jeff Jefferson. In his first year at Francis Marion as the head coach. Just real quick, I want to get your take on what he meant to the program here in his 10 years and just your thoughts on the job he's doing there.
Oh, I think Jeff meant, the world to our program. For 10 years he worked for us, did an outstanding job. What he's doing at Francis Marion right now is incredible. He's turned that program around in 7-8 months that he's been there. They're a regional team right now. I couldn't be more proud of the job that he's doing at Francis Marion.
I'll go down to you, Jake. I was actually talking to Coach Jefferson yesterday, and he mentioned that you don't truly realize how good players are, like yourself and Blake, until they're not on your team. Can you talk about what he meant to you and your development as a player?
Coach Jefferson, he made a big impact on me as a player, both offensively and defensively. He's really helped me out and helped me grow as I've improved every single year. I think he was a big part of that for the first 3 years of my career.
We'll go down to grass. As mentioned earlier, another conference sweep. Really seem to be hitting your stride now at the perfect time. What's been the recipe for this 8-game winning streak?
I think it's all coming together at the right time. Our situational hitting has been more top-notch than it has been. We've had runners there. We just haven't had the timely hit, and we're getting the timely hit. Summer's finding her groove as well. And game 2 pitching has found its groove as well. So that's been a pivotal piece for us to continue to hit, stay on top of the teams, be aggressive, and take the series.
That's the same. Just from a player's perspective and being out there, when you guys have it rolling like you do right now, what's a couple keys to that success?
Honestly, just staying the course and making sure we're having fun with it and not making anything more than it is. We go out there and we're really focusing on the process and not the destination. Because at the end of the day, if we just do the little things right, we'll get to where we want to be.
I think Coach Luckett mentioned earlier, 5th place finish at the conference tournament. Just take us through that tournament and your overall thoughts on the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So our conference tournament, there was some bad weather coming in our first 2 days. And my team was absolutely outstanding, staying focused during those 2 days. We had some crazy wind. Our second day of the tournament, there was a storm rolling through, so we got off on the course early in the morning, and by the time, since we were in the later wave, by the time we got to our finishing holes, there was as much wind on the course that I've ever seen as a coach or a player. So seeing the team, Chessa included, being able to lock in on those difficult shots and just being in the moment, one shot at a time, and really focusing on executing shots. Those first 2 days especially was pretty special to watch from the team. Obviously overall, wasn't the exact ending that we wanted. However, what the team did those 3 days was great out there, and I'm really proud of what the team accomplished.
Jess, a two-part question for you. She mentioned the weather. What allows you to stay locked in when you face a challenge like that? And then two, just what did you learn about this team throughout the season?
I'm not gonna lie, it was really difficult. I mean, there was bags like falling over, and like I thought I was gonna fall over at one point, and so honestly, it was really hard to stay locked in because it's, you know, to be honest, I was out there with coach and I was like, this is unplayable. Like and honestly, it kind of got the best of me out there, but just finishing was the goal. I just had to finish. But yeah, that's what got me through. Is just making sure I finished, and I didn't make any big numbers from the get-go. Like that's always been our goal from day one. You know, just not making big numbers. And right then was the biggest, time to not make big numbers. Overall, I feel like I've learned a lot. Like, this team has been, every year that I've been on the golf team, it's been very different. And this year was different for me, but it was also different for, the golf team itself. I learned a lot from just having a younger team. I feel like it just gave me a lot of spirit and just, trying to just give them something to look forward to, because obviously I had been there and they hadn't. But overall, I'm really impressed with how we fought for the past. I mean, the first 2 days were awesome, like Coach said, and then the last day you get nerves, and it's a different game on the golf course when you get nerves out there. But overall, I'm thrilled and blessed that I had the opportunities that I did, especially with this team.
I'll go back to you, Coach Luckett. Picked 9th in the preseason poll. I know some coaches don't really put any stock into those rankings, but did that kind of give you all any extra motivation? Or was it just kind of okay, so what type of thing?
I would say definitely a mixture of both. Getting ranked 9th was a little insulting as a team, so we use that as motivation that the other teams in the conference essentially don't see us as a threat. So it was definitely motivating in that sense of wanting to get into the conference and show everyone, what our team is actually capable of, and we definitely did that this year. But at the end of the day, the preseason rankings don't mean anything, and we showed that. It doesn't matter what you're ranked going in; it's matter how you perform during conference. So it was definitely a motivator for our team.
And Chessa, just from your perspective, did that give you, I guess, individually any extra fuel? And how proud of the team are you that y'all went out there and got to prove some people wrong?
Yeah, like Coach said, I kind of took it insulting too. I know for a fact that we have great players, and we prove that. Staying up at the top for 2 days, that says enough in itself. In a golf tournament, the last day is always the worst. Look at the Masters last night. So, but anyway, it was just great overall. I learned a lot from it all. So, yeah.
Back down to grass, you guys are kind of in the same boat. Picked 5th in the preseason poll. Currently got your team 2nd in the new KPI standings. Does that provide any kind of extra motivation for you guys, or is that something you don't worry about?
I think as coaches, we all do our best to rank the teams based off of what they did last year. But I think from us to finish 10th and be ranked in the top 5, we were all very excited about it. I think the group as a whole knew we're better than the 5th place. But to go from 10 to 5 after one season shows, I think we made a statement last year of what we can do and what we're capable of, and I think this year we've showed it, being in 2nd place. So I think it was a great acknowledgement to see that we made those strides from 10 to 5. But I think we kind of were like, all right, cool, now let's go and show them where we actually truly are.
And Sam, just kind of a similar question. I know everybody looks at those rankings. Did that do anything for you guys as players, or you didn't really pay attention to it?
Oh no, as players, we for sure, we saw it, and we were like, dang, like, this is not who we are. We are better than this, and we know that the last 3 years we have been in, some unfortunate situations with injuries and stuff on the team, and we knew that having people back and coming back as a team and knowing how good and the talent that we have, we knew that we were going to make a name for ourselves, and I think we've shown it.
And Theo, kind of on the flip side of that, you guys picked second in the preseason poll, coming off a conference attorney title. Do those rankings, whether good or bad, mean anything to you as a head coach to start the season?
The rankings are the rankings. They're based on the year before most of the time. But it doesn't really affect me one way or another. I think it's more for sports information and articles to be written and things of that nature. I mean, we try as hard as we can to win every single game, whether we're ranked first or last.
Then down to Jake. You guys haven't been picked any lower than third in the preseason poll since you've been here. Do you feel any extra pressure that you think you have to live up to that ranking as you go into the season?
No, I don't feel any added pressure. I don't think that the rankings mean a ton. I mean, the first place team can lose to the last place team in baseball. Anything can happen, and the ranks change a lot. So I don't think the ranks mean a ton, and I don't pay too much attention to it.
We'll go back down to grass as we pass the mic all the way down. How you doing down there? Close out the regular season portion. The schedule Wednesday, huge doubleheader against Francis Marion here in Pembroke. What have you learned about this team throughout the season?
Big thing is we handle adversity well. I think we've tackled it from early on, and it's really just bloomed throughout our season. And that this team doesn't give up. It doesn't matter which inning it is. We can start off slow, but we always end up hot, or we always at least come out firing every inning for a good fight, for a win. So big adversity, I would say, and that this team doesn't give up.
And then for Sam, as your final stretch of your career kind of starts to wind down, just talk about your overall experience here at UNCP, both on and off the field, and what you learned about yourself along the way.
My career has been really up and down here. Coming back from 2 hip surgeries was really big for me, and honestly, just learning how to be myself and to open up and love the game every single day, and to show up and to, enjoy the little things. And this place has meant so much to me, and it's going to mean a lot to me for the rest of my life, and for coaches and everything to be a part of my life for the rest of the life. But this team is just very special, and I know that it's very fun. It's so fun to walk to the field every day, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what we're going to do at practice that day. So it's just really special, and I can't wait to see where we finish out this year.
Then back to P.O. I know in a lot of your post-game interviews this year, you talk about having to play a different style of baseball. Just talk to us about what that change has looked like and what's been the recipe for this group.
Well, I think, obviously you might have a style that you'd like, but if you want to be effective, you've got to play the hand that you've been dealt. And this year it's been a different style for us. I mean, we haven't had as much power as we've had in the past, but we're still trying to score runs a different way by, stealing bases and hit and run, doing, playing a little smaller ball with it. But at the end of the day, it's, how many times can you cross home plate? And that's what we're trying to do every single time.
And for Blake, I know you'd probably rather see the ball go over the fence 90+ times like I did as a team last year. But just from your perspective, what's it been like to play like this for basically the first time in your career?
I think it's putting more pressure on our seniors to get more hits. We don't have that power like we did last year, even in the years before. So I think it's putting more pressure on me and Jake, Hood, and all of us to get more hits, to steal more bags, to be able to do more runs. Not able to do that.
I'll come back to you, P.O. Obviously, you're hoping to be in a renovated facility this season, but unfortunately that won't be the case. Just talk about what challenges is that presenting you guys and how you think y'all handled it.
I think we've handled it very well. It's been a difficult situation for everybody involved, It's construction. It takes longer than you anticipate with it. It's definitely challenging for the kids, as far as, having to play at multiple locations, for them, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have a very nice place. I commend, these players this year to being able to handle it in a positive manner. They've stayed positive all year. They've done the very best they can with it, and I'm very proud of the effort level that they put into it, to deal with this adversity. And so, starting next year, we'll have a new field and a new place to play, and we'll be able to look back at this year in the future and smile about it.
And then down to Jake, just what's it been like having to get on a bus for every single game, and just overall, how do you think the team has handled it?
I think we've handled it pretty well. Obviously, we love to play here at Sammy Cox. I think it's the best baseball field in the world. But I think we've handled it pretty well. I mean, we're getting pretty used to packing our bags on the weekends because we know we're not playing here. I don't think it hasn't affected us as much as some people might think it has. That we're still showing up to play baseball every day.
And back down to grass, same question for you. Just what challenges have you all had to face, and how well do you think your program has handled it?
I think it was a big piece of our adversity, like I talked about earlier, just being able to, again, pack their stuff up and be misplaced and make it a home away from home. We kind of got lucky in the sense that we're at Purnell for the season, and it's worked out really well for us, and we've been able, like I said, to kind of snuggle in and make it home. And they've embraced it. I think, they take on a big challenge of it as well by leaving class and getting out to practice on as timely as possible. But I think it's helped in the adversity standpoint of, whatever it gets thrown our way, we'll figure it out. We'll find the calm in the storm, and we'll continue to play ball and show up and give it our best.
And Coach Luckett, kind of in a similar situation, having to go off campus for practice. Just what kind of challenges does that present for you guys?
Yeah, we practice our facility every day, in Rayford or in Lumberton. So the team has to be very disciplined of getting their class scheduled for morning classes, and then as soon as they can, grab some lunch and head out to the course to be prepared. Obviously, golfers, another thing we deal with is sunlight. So we have to get our practice in before, the sunset. That is, probably one of our biggest struggles, beginning of the year, is getting enough practice in for that, especially qualifying. However, the team, handles it well and it takes advantage of the days that they get out of class early or the weekends as well.
We'll go back down to grass. We talked about it a little bit before the season, just about how you thought this freshman class would be special. So far, so good. Currently, your top 2 in batting average of freshmen, 3 of your top 6. Just what have you seen from them, and how excited are you that you still got 3 more years with them?
They're a great group. I think it kind of ties into what Sam said about, you never know what you're going to get at practice. They bring a different kind of energy. They've brought a different dynamic to this program as well. Speed, line drive hitting, and they just want to win. They've brought the competitiveness and the energy to this program, and our seniors have done a great job of honing that in and trying to rein them in a little bit, but for the most part, a very talented group, a very, very aggressive and competitive group, and it's been a big part of our success this year.
And Sam, just what have you seen from that group and learned about that group as the season's gone on?
They're just fun. They show up to the field every single day with a smile on their face, and no matter if they went 0 for the game before or they are struggling on D, no matter what, they just come to the field ready to play, and they're willing to learn. And that's something that they've taught me as a senior, is to just have fun playing the game, because you never know when it's going to be your last. And they're just really, really good at learning the game and loving the game every single day.
And back to Coach Luckett, you guys like softball. Seems like you have a pretty good group of freshmen this year. Just what did you see from them this season?
Yeah, I have 4 freshmen this year, and a lot of them found themselves in the lineup within the fall and spring semester. So that was really exciting for me to see as a coach. Martha freshman from Spain won a tournament. Winning a tournament is a great feat, let alone winning as a freshman is pretty impressive. So UNC Pembroke golf has some highlights looking forward to in the upcoming years. We're going to miss some of our seniors, of course, but you know, looking forward, we have some great talent here at Pembroke.
Then Chester, just what did you learn about that freshman group this year?
Just kind of what Sam said, like, you know, they go out, there's a different demeanor about them, like, you know, looking from, like, I've been here for so long, and then they come in for their first time, and just, like, I don't know, I put myself in that situation, but just kind of compared myself, but it makes you want to have fun, like, I feel like in golf, it's really difficult to put a lot of pressure on yourself from the get-go. I feel like they're pretty good about not doing that. Like, I feel like, you know, Coach mentioned Marta, like I admire her so much because she keeps her emotions like very in check, and I learned from that, you know. I feel like just going out and playing and whatever happens, happens. I admire that about a lot of them. They just go out with not an I don't care attitude, but kind of an I don't care attitude. It's just, they're playing golf. That was huge for me, and that was one of my goals this year, was just to have fun, and they definitely helped with that along the way.
Back down to Sam. Tell us about what the recruiting process was like for you, and ultimately what led you to being a Brave.
My recruiting was very interesting because I was traveling a lot of places. I wanted to go, you know, I was looking just like everybody else going D1, and I had those opportunities. But when I just came to Pembroke, I felt like home. I'm a big homebody. My family is my biggest supporters, and I wouldn't be here without them. And I thought that, you know, traveling 4 or 5 hours to a different school, just because it's a D1 doesn't mean much when your family can't be a part of that, and when you don't feel like home. And this place really has made me feel like home. And the coaches and the program, and even in the academic department, like, I have got to where I was just because of them. And my recruiting process, like, I was just loved the entire time that I was on my visits here, and I couldn't appreciate that more.
And for grads, you guys celebrated Senior Day this past weekend. What has Sam and just that whole senior class meant to you in your program?
Yeah, very impactful. I mean, you have 3 seniors that have been here for their entire duration, Sam, Emily, MJ. So they really have the root of this program. You know, Sam's brought, I would say, the calmness, you know, for the most part, Sam. But she really just, you know, she grounds you, she grounds the team. Emily has really brought that sense of, you know, she's going to be there. She's going to support, you know, whatever you need, whatever this team needs. And MJ's really immersed us in the community, which I'm forever thankful for. And she's been a big plug for us in this program. And then we brought in 2 transfers that gave us a year, you know, gave us their last year of eligibility and you know, just last year of softball. And they wanted to leave softball on a good note. And I think they've brought in everything they could, and they've cherished every moment, and they really have fit in with everyone. It's felt like they've been here for 4 years. So they've really been a big part of just creating a foundation, but also trying to leave a legacy.
We'll go back down to Jake. Same question for you. What was the recruiting process like, and what made you choose Pembroke?
The recruiting process for me was very easy. I only had one other college offer, which was a community college. And on top of that, about a week before Coach O'Neill offered me to play baseball here, Blake committed here to play, which I played with Blake my entire life. So that made it even easier right there. I knew I was going to come to school here, especially playing with my best friend who I played with my whole life.
The same question for you, Blake. Just what was that process like, and what led you to UNCP?
It was definitely difficult because it was during COVID, and so a lot of coaches couldn't come and watch you play. Right? So I think I had the same mindset as Samantha. You know, I want to go D1. Everybody who thinks they do it wants to go D1. And so we were playing in Kinston, and I guess we had a good weekend, and college people actually talk about those. And I think this was probably my best option. This is after I came on my visit, I knew I wanted to be here.
I'll go to UPO. You guys will have senior day this weekend down in Cary. What are these two and just the rest of the senior class meant to you in the program?
Well, I think they've meant everything to the program. I mean, these two gentlemen right here have been to 3 regionals. And they've won a lot of baseball games wearing a Pembroke uniform. To see them go is, they're going to be hard to replace. I mean, that's, you talk about the pressure, when you ask that question about it's not more or less about the national ranking pressures. It's more of, their legacy of going to a regional, because each team that has gone has kept putting a little bit more on the next guy. That's what they've had to deal with this entire year, is that they're the class that, we don't want to be the class that doesn't get to go to a regional. So as far as, what they mean to the program, they mean everything to the program. I mean, they're going to be replaced with new players, but they're not going to be the same players. And that's the hard part about it. But, these two guys, I've seen them grow up, from the very beginning. They're homegrown guys. And to see them develop into the young men that they are today is extremely special.
I'll go back to you, Blake. As your senior year kind of reaches the home stretch, just talk about your overall experience here, both on and off the field, and what you learned about yourself along the way.
Yeah, I think coaches taught me everything I need to know about baseball. He always says, no one's going to feel sorry for you. So that kind of that carries into life. Baseball teaches a lot of life lessons, and no one's going to feel sorry for you. And on top of that, I even met my wife here at Pembroke, so that's a blessing.
And Chester, you were here last year for this show, so I won't make you tell us the recruiting story again. So just tell us about your overall experience here, both on and off the course, and a couple things maybe you learned about yourself along the way.
I've learned a lot. Every year here has been different. I have taken something from each year and just tried to grow from it. I'll be forever thankful for the people that I've, made connections with now, and just, not just staff. I feel like people I know for the rest of my life, and I'll, cherish that forever. I've learned so much. I don't even know where to begin. And I'm just thankful for Coach at the end of the day, sticking by me and knowing where my head's at, because that is the hardest thing ever to try to figure out. But she definitely learned where I was at, so she could get on my level and get me out of things that I needed to get out of. Anyway, but I'm just thankful at the end of the day. Everybody, in this room, especially over there, I'm thankful for. So, yeah.
We'll wrap it up, Coach Lockett. Just what has Chester meant to you in this program?
Chessa and I arrived at Pembroke the same year, so we have been through, both of our careers here have been with each other. Chessa has helped the team, win 2 conferences, had a heck of a run this year for winning a 3rd. And, just the way that I've got to see her grow, not only as a player on the golf course, obviously her finish at conference showed that, but, her as a person as well as a future educator. She got to do some work last semester with some students. And, I know she has a bright future ahead of her in academics, and I can't be more proud of her for what she's done for the program and for me, as well as helped me build. Like I said, I have 4 freshmen on the team this year, and she's really helped me kind of instill in them what UNC Pembroke golfers should do and act.
And before we let you guys go, we're going to play a little game here as we wrap up. Each player, you guys will get a whiteboard. We don't have enough whiteboards. We've never had this many people on the show before. So I'm going to read off some yearbook superlatives, and our players are going to write down who best fits that category, and our coaches will try to guess and see if we can match. All right, so our first one, most likely to forget to bring a piece of equipment to a game or a match? Shoes, cleats, club hat, etc.
Can you say that one more time?
Most likely to forget to bring a piece of equipment to a game or a match.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I thought we were working together. No, it's your.
We're on the same page there. I know which one it is. This is career. Don't ever
You ready? Yeah.
Yeah, my guess is Melissa.
Thank you.
Who's
I
that?
want to use
Who's that,
this
Golf?
now. I've already seen it. Oh, okay.
All right, softball push grass. Who do you think?
MJ.
There we go. All right, who you got here?
Landon Lucas.
There we go. All right, so we'll erase that. Our next one will be dirtiest car. Dirtiest car.
I got it. Oh yeah, I got one.
All right, what we got here?
I got HL.
Oh, I got Red James.
My guess would be Lauren.
Oh my God, am I so
Dirtiest car. Who you got, Grass?
I think we're pretty clean. But Summer?
There we go. All right, most likely to win a long drive competition.
Are we talking golf here?
Yeah.
Are we talking about golf?
Like if you were playing golf, what softball player would win a long drive golf competition? That's what I'm gonna answer.
I'm gonna go with Will Hood.
Got a match? 2 for 2.
I guess it's Chesapeake.
Fun fact, we don't have the long
Chess is being modest.
time all the time.
Softball?
Sammy?
I mean, yes, but
Also being modest.
who else?
All right, it's probably one of my favorites here. Most likely to win the lottery but lose the ticket. Most likely to win the lottery but lose the ticket.
Dude, that's a good one. I don't know why I didn't say it.
I think golf is ready. What we got?
My guess is Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it says. I gave her a bad marker, sorry. All right, baseball, what we got?
I'm gonna go with Moses.
Damn,
Cam Rebels.
All right, softball, what we got?
Those are good answers. Those are good answers.
Kinley.
Yeah, we got another match. All right, best person to be stranded on an island with.
She's gonna say what?
Best person to be stranded on an island with.
This is a question.
Those are just right with my finger.
Definitely not Rangers.
All right, softball, we ready?
Caitlin Hunt.
How about Charlotte?
Oh, that's a good one.
Golf?
Oh, that's a good one. Catherine.
Yeah.
We got a match there.
Okay.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Seth Willis.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We got one match. And a Morgan Patrick, shout out.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Most likely to win a reality TV show.
See, there's too many.
There are two.
He's the only one that was good.
All right, softball?
Lonnie.
I put Katie.
Golf?
Michelle.
Lonnie would be good too.
Baseball?
We're talking
Go with
about
Brett James.
Moses, wow.
Yeah, that was.
All right, got 2 more left. Best candidate for the CIA.
Yeah, I was.
Softball, we ready down there? Who we got, grass?
Charlotte?
Chloe.
Golf?
Catherine?
I was thinking Millie. Yeah.
Baseball?
I'm gonna go with Issa Villarreal.
Oh, that was another good one.
Yeah.
All right, and our last one. Most likely to throw a golf club in the water.
I got this one. I got this one. I got this one. I got this one. It popped right in my head right away.
All right, softball? We'll go to baseball. Theo sounded pretty confident. What you got?
I got Tyler Strickland.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I said we'll
Is that James and Will
He gets mad.
Golf?
My team knows better to not do that. But the team I have now is probably chess. She would know.
I said myself.
She might know that she's graduating.
Yeah.
What you got, Grace?
Kylie.
Yeah. All right, any questions out there from our fans? All right, we're going to wrap up here. Appreciate you coming to the Winco Coaching Show. Enjoy your lunches. Go Braves.
Go Braves.